Good afternoon, this is HorseRacingNation.com handicapper Jarrod Horak, and we're going to preview the Belmont Stakes. It's about 1 week away now. California Chrome just had his last workout. All indications, his gallops he's been very energetic in his gallops. His workout was very good. He had a nice gallop out as well. So he seems to be coming up to the race as good as possible. He still has a daunting task in front of him. We've had 12 horses since affirmed not complete the Triple Crown. I'll have another actually didn't make it to the Belmont Stakes. We've had 11 horses make it to that third leg since 1978. They haven't been able to complete that Triple Crown. And let's look at some historical stats to see what California Chrome is up against. Go from 1979 to 2013, the last 35 runnings. Only 5 horses during that stretch have actually won the Preakness and the Belmont. That'll be Risen Star in 1988, Hansel in 91, Tabasco Cat in 94, Point Given in 2001, and then A Fleet Alex was the last horse to win the Preakness and the Belmont. That was in 2005. And the recent trend as well for the Belmont Stakes has been for horses to skip the Preakness and then end up running in the Belmont after they've competed in the Derby. So horses exiting the Preakness haven't won the Belmont in the last 8 years. And only one horse in the last 12 years has actually won the Preakness and the Belmont, and we mentioned that was A Fleet Alex. So horses exiting the Preakness this year, you have California Chrome, obviously, General A-Rod just added to the field, Kid Cruz is a possibility, Ride on Curlin, and then Social Inclusion. So all those 5 horses are trying to overcome some recent history that they competed in the Preakness and then trying to win the Belmont Stakes. As I mentioned before, running in the Derby, skipping the Preakness, and then winning the Belmont Stakes. That's been a recent trend. 7 of the last 14 years that has been the case. Horses have actually competed in the Derby. They skip the Preakness. They're fresh and they're ready to run in the Belmont Stakes. You had that happen. Palace Malice last year, and then Union Rags the year before that. They both had that trend. Summerbird was another one. Jazzle in 2006. Birdstone in 2004. He upset Smarty Jones. He had that. He was the fresh horse ready to come in. Empire Maker, he spoiled Funny Side's Triple Crown bid in 2003. He was the fresh horse. And then Commendable in 2000 for trainer Dean Wayne Lucas started that trend of horses skipping the Preakness Stakes. So you have horses Commanding Curve, Medal Count, Samrat, and Wicked Strong. Now those are the horses in this year's Belmont Stakes that ended up, after the Derby, they skipped the Preakness and they're coming in fresh for the Belmont. For those looking for horses coming out of the Peter Pan Stakes, since 1975, only 3 horses have won the Peter Pan and the Belmont Stakes. That's a bit surprising since it is the local prep for the Belmont. 79, you had Coastal, upset Spectacular Bid. 1986, Danzig Connection. And the last horse to win the Peter Pan and the Belmont, AP Indy in 1992. Now, Tonalist is going to try to pull that feat this year. He seems to be training well, and he's coming to the race in good order. Horses that finished underneath in the Peter Pan, and they won the Belmont. You had Colonial Affair in 1993, Lemon Drop Kid in 1999. This year, Commissioner is trying to do that. He finished second in the Peter Pan Stakes. Now, for Bloodlines, obviously California Chrome, they've been knocking his Bloodlines all along. None of the horses are really bred for a mile and a half, maybe Commissioner. Commissioner's sire, AP Indy, he won the Belmont Stakes, and his dam sire, Touch Gold, also won the Belmont Stakes. So of all the horses in the field, Commissioner seems to have the best pedigree for a mile and a half. Now Tonalist, we mentioned he won the Peter Pan. His sire, Tappet. Most of the Tappet horses, they're best up to 9 furlongs. So he's going to try to overcome that. But for his line, he has, on the dam side, he has Pleasant Colony on the dam side. So he has a lot of stamina from the female side of his pedigree that might be able to help him get a longer distance. Now, I picked Union Rags a couple years ago in 2012. I did a lot of pedigree analysis on this one, and I found on the dam side, I found some turf marathon stamina there, and that was, I think, the key to Union Rags getting the mile and a half. Now, the horse this year, I think that would be most closely associated to Union Rags on pedigree from the female side would be Wicked Strong. Wicked Strong has some nice long distance turf breeding on the dam side, and that's one that could end up getting the distance because of that. Medal Count, he's a Dynaformer, bred long distance on the male side. The female side, not as much, but that's one that could be a bit interesting, and he also fits that Preakness, as we said, skip the Preakness and then running in the Belmont. Now, for the pace of the race, California Chrome obviously going to be part of the pace. General A-Rod, the new addition, he likes to run close to the pace, so expect that he'll be there. Samrat, Social Inclusion, if he goes, probably the one to catch. And then Tonalist, who wired the field in the Peter Pan. They look like the horses that are going to be up on the pace. Now, I think the thing that, if anything's going to trip up a California Chrome, it's not going to be just the distance. It's going to be the combination of the distance and a fast pace. Sort of like when Smarty Jones, he was hounded throughout in that race by Eddington and Rock Hard 10. So the combination of the mile and a half coupled by a pace that he was too close to, and he was able to be run down late. Now, if something like that is probably the most likely thing that's going to trip up California Chrome. Now, if you want more in-depth analysis, tickets, and historical perspective on the Belmont Stakes, Mike Shuddy's Super Screener product is what you want to have. He crushed the Derby with his Super Screener. He also crushed the Preakness, and you have to see what he has to say for the Belmont Stakes. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of good information for that. So you can go over to superscreener.com to find out more information on his wonderful product. And that'll wrap up this video. We're 1 week from the big race. Will there be a Triple Crown winner this year? We'll have to find out.